So pretty much every time I talk to my dad, which is not very often, he calls me like once a week or something like that. Yes, that is The Sims reflected in my glasses, but he will almost always have my stepmom on the phone as well. She'll more than likely be in the background or something. And whenever I call, I always end up talking about video games with dad and books with my stepmom. And he said to me, he told me a couple of months ago, it might even have been before I moved here, so this was probably at the beginning of the year when I saw him last. So that would have been last year. He said to me, my wife, she's reading Fairy Smut at the moment. I was like, oh, is she reading Sarah J Maas? And he said, yeah, I think that's the author. And I was like, I haven't read her books, but I have heard a lot about them. They're very popular on BookTok. And he doesn't know what BookTok is. The man doesn't have TikTok. He doesn't have really any social media at all. So he was like, all right, then it flew right over his head. And then the other day, he called me and we were talking about Dragon Age and Fallout because he's played both of those and he's going through a Fallout thing. He's getting back into PC gaming, which I never thought I'd see again. He was a huge PC gamer when I was a lot younger, and like 10 years ago, but he isn't anymore. And he said to me, "Oh, my wife, she's still reading the Fairy Smut. We're like they've got like 500 books. Like they've got a massive book collection." And I could hear her in the background saying something to him, and he said, "Oh, sorry, she's reading werewolf smut now." And I was like, "Sounds about right." And like I said, I'm reading romance now. This is the one I'm reading at the moment, which is called Daydream by Hannah Grace. I still haven't finished it because I got really into Sunrise on the Reaping, but I don't tend to read a lot of like fantasy romance or anything like that. Like I did a lot when I was younger, but I don't really care anymore. I'll write it, but I don't tend to read it. But yeah, and I haven't read like, unless it's Twilight, that's probably the only one that I still sort of actively read, and I don't know, it's because Twilight's a classic. Like, you know, I tried reading the Vampire Diaries and Vampire Academy and all that, and I just didn't really care for them. I'm not really a vampire person, but I have read them. But yeah, so that's what I talk about whenever I call them, and it's always, we just end up laughing a lot, and Dad and I get really into it, and it's like it's always been the one thing that connects me to him and my brother and my sister, and it probably will for like ever. Which is awesome, because I always have people I can talk about video games that I like with.